This is the 1.2 guided practice with Mr. V. I'm going to be doing the evens. All right, so for number 2 here, we got to combine like terms. So there's the 14 and the negative 8. So I can rewrite it as 6a, and then I'll combine the 14 and the 14 minus 8, which would give me the positive 6. It's equal to 18. I'm going to minus 6 on each side. So 6a is then going to be equal to 12. Divide each side by 6. I get a is equal to 2. Check my answer key, and we're good to go. All right, number 4, same thing. I'm going to combine negative 19j plus 42. So 42 minus 19 is 23. So I'll have 23j plus 18 is equal to negative 28. I'll minus 18 on each side. So negative 28 minus 18 is negative 46. So 23j, that's a 4. 23j is equal to negative 46. And then I'll divide by 23 on each side to get j alone. And I'll end up with j is equal to negative 2. Check my answer, and I'm good to go. All right, I'm going to combine these two right here. Those are my common terms. So negative 28 plus 15 is going to be negative 13 minus 22z is equal to 31. I'm going to add 13 to both sides. So remember, watch your negatives, right? So watch right here. I'm going to end up with negative 22z is equal to 31 plus 13, which is 44. I divide by negative 22 on each side to get z alone, and I'll get z is equal to negative 2. That one's good too. All right, so these ones are solving the equation, so what I got to do is I need to distribute first. Now, this is a negative 2, and I'm distributing it to everything in the parentheses first. So I'll bring my x down from right there, and then I'll have minus 2x, and then minus 20 is equal to 12. Then we'll just do what we did up here, combine like terms, and solve for x. So x minus 2x will be negative 1x, or just negative x. Minus 20 is equal to 12. I'll add 20 to each side, so negative x is going to be equal to a positive, let's see here, what did I do wrong? Positive, hold on. So I was looking at the answer key real quick, and I think the answer key might be wrong, but I might be wrong. But if I add 20 to each side, I'll have a negative 1x is going to be equal to negative 8. I divide each side by negative 1 because I can't leave a negative variable. So I'll have x is equal to 8. Now I'm going to check my answer. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 8 and I'm going to plug it into the equation. So 8 minus 2 times 8 plus 12 is equal to 12. I got to make sure that's right. So I do with what's in the parentheses first. So 8 plus 12 is 20 times 2. So 8 minus, 20 times 2 is 40. So 40 is equal to 12. So that would not be correct. So let's restart this problem because I'm screwing up on it very much, and the best way is just to restart. All right, so we have x minus 2 times x plus 10. All right, so I want to distribute that, so I'll have x minus 2x, and then minus 20 is going to be equal to 12. So that'll give me negative x minus 20 is equal to 12. Okay, so now I got to add 20 to each side. So negative x is going to be equal to 32. So where I screwed up was I was minusing 20 on each side when I needed to be adding 20 to each side. So negative x is equal to 32, but I cannot leave a negative variable, so I'm going to divide by -1 to each side. So x is equal to 32. And that's your final answer. All right, for 10 and 12, what you need to do is find the lowest common denominator. So what number can fit into all of these? Well, what can these numbers fit into? And then the lowest one they can all fit into is 12. So everything's going to be over 12. So I just put these in their spots, and then I convert. So what I would need to do is this first one right here, 3 goes into 12 4 times, right? So I would multiply that. So the 4x. 2 goes into 12 6 times. So 2 times the -1 is -6. And then 4 goes into 12 3 times. So 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Now, since these all have the same denominators, I can cross these out now. So I'll have 4x minus 6 is going to be equal to 9. And then 4x is going to be equal to 15. So x is going to be equal to 15 over 4. If I want to, I can put that in a decimal, which is 3.75. So that's correct right there. We'll do the same thing over here. So 18, 2, and 9, these can actually all go into 18. So I would just be changing these two. So again, I'm going to do everything over 18. And then since this last one's already a denominator of 18, I'm going to keep it as is. So so 9 goes into 18 twice. So I'm going to multiply that by the top. So 2b minus, and 2 goes into 18 9 times. So 9 times the -1, or 9 times 1 is 9. And then that's going to be, we're going to leave the last one alone. So these all cross out, cancel out. What I'm left with is 2b minus 9 is equal to 5. I'm going to add 9 to each side. And that's going to give me 14. So b should equal 7. Check our answer, and we're good to go. All right, 14 you can keep in a decimal. So I'm just going to minus 0.24 on each side. So 4n is equal to, that should be 16, I believe. I'll just do it on my calculator just to make sure I don't screw up. 15.76 minus 0.24. So it's going to be 15.52. I'm going to divide each side by 4. And I'll get 3.88. That's my final answer right there. All right, for this last page here, you can use what I wrote on the left, but what you need to do is you got to solve each equation. Okay, so like for the first one here, 2x equals 3x minus 8. So I take the 3x and I put it over here. I get negative x is equal to negative 8. So then x is going to be equal to 8. So I solve that. So 8 is the number letter. And then I can just go over up here. And I go to the number 8, and that's going to be h. So my first one's going to be h. In the second one, I have negative n equals 2n minus 3. So I got to solve for n. So I'm going to minus 2n on each side. So it's going to be negative 3n is equal to negative 3. Divide each side by negative 3 to get n alone, and you get n is equal to 1. So I'm going to put number 1 in here. I go up here. The first letter of the alphabet is A. And that's all you got to do. You don't really have to worry about this. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just worry about what number letter goes in here, and then what letter goes right here, and this will spell out something. So your message is going to be right here. All right, if you have any questions, email or stop by. Otherwise, have a good one. Thanks.